How did this prop make the music in Thomas the Tank Engine epic? Find out soon. It's not time for Matt's music nonsense. My journey of curiosity began when I was listening to the soundtrack of Thomas and the Magic Railroad. It was so beautifully composed by none other than Hummie Mann. This movie would not be what it is without the soundtrack that Hummie Mann made. Oh my gosh, it was just beautiful. And I just stumbled across one particular thing that I noticed that stuck out. So there's this one scene in the movie where they find the lost engine or whatever, if you know the movie. I'll let you guys watch the scene just to show you what I mean. So yeah, epic scene, strings and build up of the horns and everything, and then you got the sound effects of the steam and the whistle and everything around. But then, when I heard the original soundtrack on Spotify, I heard there was one note that was missing. Okay, so here's the original recording, okay? Okay, now compare it to what is heard in the movie. I'm not sure if you guys heard that, but I was hearing. Wait, let me put my keyboard up. Okay, I was hearing like this note right here. Okay, this is a B, by the way. Okay, for those who don't know music. Now, that note there completely changes the musical composition of this scene, okay? I'm gonna play it again, okay? So, the original and then what is played in the movie. Feel that? See, that's where that missing note was. So, let me go back to the original scene. Let's hit that B note. Okay, now, where does that B note come from? Well, if you look at the visuals, what's going on in the scene? It came from the door of the firebox of the lost engine. So the thing is, why does this make the whole scene so much more epic, right? Now, we're going to dive into some music theory now, okay? And we're going to see how just one note can change the whole mood. So for the majority of this video, I'm going to be talking about chords, okay? Alright, so just like a brief run through of what chords are. Basically, you take like, you know, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And then you take a combination from that all those notes, so you say the first note, the third note, and the fifth note, play them together, you make a chord, okay? Now here's the thing, chords create different moods, okay? Now, for example, a major chord, so you take the first note, the third note, and the fifth note, play them together, it's a very happy sounding sort of chord, right? A minor chord, you take the first note, and then you flatten the third note. So the third note will go down by half a step. Okay? And then you get like a sort of a sadder sort of sounding chord. Okay? But we're going to skip all the way down to the bottom of this list here to this chord called the diminished seventh. What is the diminished seventh and how does it sound? So we have the first note, the third note, the flat 5, and then we take the 7th note of our scale, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and these two B's right here, that is what is known as a double flat 7, right? So we take 7, we flatten it by half a step, and then we flatten it again. So what you're left with, 1, flat 3, flat 5, and flat 7. So we have 1, flat 3, flat 5, and double flat 7, sorry, okay? And then, oh, hear that? That That's a very interesting. It's a very like awkward sounding chord, right? You wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I'm feeling happy, and then all of a sudden, bam, you're hit with the diminished 7 chord, right? So let's listen to the original score again. Okay, let's unpack that, right? So it was kind of like in the key of A flat one. We got like a B flat, so it's kind of going up by thirds. And then we end up with these 2 notes here, and then it comes in with that A flat in the bass. Okay, right? So that in itself, that sounded good, okay? But then we hear the actual scene where we have that extra note with the door of the firebox. Watch this. Yeah. So, what we ended up with, that epic, that extra B note. So you actually move the flat 3 and put it up here, okay? Up an octave. So you got 1, and then flat 5. So this is the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you have 1, flat 5. Then you have your double flat 7, okay? So remember the 7 was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So double flat that. 1, 2. So you end up, that's your double flat 7 note right here. So 1, flat 5, flat 7, and then the flat 3 moved up an octave. And what you're left with is that diminished 7 chord. Now, the thing is, not only does that make it more epic, well, what does that actually sound like to you guys? Because to me, that sounds like a train whistle. Now, the thing is, I wasn't so sure if that's what they intentionally do for train whistles. Okay, now get this, right? I went on Google and I typed in, what chord does a train whistle make, right? And this is what it came up with, the first thing, the AI result, whatever, right? It said, American passenger trains kind of make like a brighter sounding noise, like a B major 6 chord, okay, right? But don't worry about that for now. While freight trains might use harsher, diminished chords. So this is what a diminished 7 chord, it's what they use for trains, okay, or freight trains, right? And then I found this video online where they literally talk about how train whistles make a chord. So watch this. This is a steam whistle. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but when I hear that, I think, oh snap, get ready, because the train's coming. That firebox with that diminished note, that B note right there, like, let's just watch the scene again. Okay, so there's all this build up and all this excitement to bring the steam engine to life, and then bang, we're hit with this diminished chord telling the audience, hey, the engine is coming. The steam engine's coming. Y'all better watch out. Just love how small things like that just make everything so much epic. Or made Thomas the Tank Engine epic, rather. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Shout out to Charles Cornell, man. He is such a legend. He does this stuff all the time. He's my inspiration for making this video, because he's made like a bunch of videos where he's taken like a little prop from a movie and then taken the musical elements from just one small thing, and it changes the whole scene. I don't know what anyone would get out of this, but I hope it was informational. Thanks. Bye.